This is yet another interesting episode of Hela Mchangani, where we educate you matters agribusiness. And today we are talking to Eric Mungai here in Dagoretti, who is currently practicing horticulture. He's doing a lot of vegetables, he's doing capsicum in greenhouses, and we're going to find out so far how his journey has been. Let's take a look. Hi.
How are you?
Fine.
Good.
Thank you for having us in your farm.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, karibu.
Asante sana.
Yeah.
So what do you have here?
Here we have organic farming, and we also do greenhouse farming.
Okay.
We do horticulture. So we grow things like celery. This is celery right here.
All right.
We have broccoli over there.
Yeah.
And then here, if you can see halfway we've planted, we're growing arrowroots.
Arrowroots,
Yeah. And we've created, we dug a two-foot trench, took out the soil,
Wow.
mixed it with manure,
Yeah.
then we lined it with the polythene paper, and then we put the soil back in, and we planted our seedlings. Here we have organic broccoli. It's coming to an end. Over here is cauliflower. And if you look inside the cauliflower, you see other things that we have there, which is managu. We don't take it out once they volunteer.
Oh,
Yeah, they volunteer, yeah. And it's a very popular vegetable here.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So how long have you done this?
A year.
A year.
I just finished 1 year in January.
What inspired you to, start farming?
Start farming.
Yes.
It's something I enjoy, and I like to grow my own food.
Okay.
It's more like wanting to know where my food comes from, what I eat.
Okay.
Yeah.
So before that, what were you doing?
I was living in Los Angeles,
Okay.
working in the film industry. Yeah.
All right.
I was there for almost 24 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
It was a long time.
Yeah.
And then I came home and I thought I could work in the film industry in Kenya and realized that I could not sustain myself and wanted to do something different. And this shamba was just sitting here. It was a forest.
Okay.
And I decided to take it over and create something out of it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. And while you were in Los Angeles, had you thought that you were ever going to come back and do farming? Is it something that you planned for, or?
No, I didn't plan it.
Yeah.
I didn't plan it, but once I got here, I also realized that there was a huge market for food, and there was not a lot of people growing vegetables.
Yeah.
When I came home, half of this shamba was they were growing maize and
beans.
beans.
The usual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought maybe I can change it into something that could bring in a little bit more income than the beans. Yeah.
So you did your research and decided vegetables, horticulture is the way to go.
Yes, I did. I started with capsicum and tomatoes. And then I realized the space was still quite big.
Yeah.
So I looked into other things that had a really good market. And that's why I'm doing cauliflower, broccoli, onions, things like that. Yeah.
All right, when people start farming, probably the first few months are usually sort of challenging because of the market and all. Have you yourself experienced such challenges of the market?
No, I haven't. Once I started growing the capsicum, someone showed up before they even matured, and he decided to take the whole crop. And he's been taking the whole crop ever since.
Besides, the market being a challenge for many farmers, yourself, have you experienced any other challenges with this?
My biggest challenge was water. So we had to drill a borehole. Yeah.
All right, maybe we can continue with seeing what you have.
Okay. I have sukuma wiki. I grow a lot of sukuma wiki because once a week I provide sukuma wiki and spinach to a school that has about 900 kids.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's a ready market.
That's a ready market for sure.
They also take a lot of cabbages. Okay. So I bring one day a week I bring them sukuma wiki. The next day I bring them cabbage.
Okay.
Yeah. Same thing with tomatoes.
What about when the schools are closed?
When the schools are closed, I deal with a lot of the local hawkers, you
Yes.
call them?
Yeah, hawkers.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, the ladies, they come in and they sweep everything.
Wow.
So we pretty much feed the whole village.
On your right, you have the celery, is it?
Yes, that's the celery right there. This one is about 3 weeks old from the nursery. Yeah.
I know you did, you have enough vegetables and like the celery. What is it something like you really researched and said you're going to do the celery, the lettuce, in small portions? Couldn't you have said you'll probably just do one in a large,
So I go to the grocers and I see what's selling at a high price. And this one of these things can drop a kilo easily if it's done right.
Okay.
Yeah. So it looks like a little bit, but it's quite a lot here.
So the celery grows
It can grow up to there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's got a lot. It could be that big.
So per kilo you sell approximately how much?
I haven't sold. This is my first crop, but I've seen it going for up to 80 a kg. Wow. Yeah.
When you sell your cabbages, your skumas to the schools, how much do you sell them for?
It depends with what the price is. I go with the marketplace, what they would at that time. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, the most probably you've made because we are talking about how to make money from where we're growing.
From the school.
Yes.
We've done maybe 7,000 to 10,000 a week.
A week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else do you have in your shamba?
This is organic capsicum.
You decided to do them outside.
I did not decide to do them outside. Once I planted the greenhouses, this was the leftover seedlings, and I decided to try them outside. They've done well. The fruit itself doesn't get that big, but again, the local women, they prefer these to the big capsicum. Yeah.
So you've done farming, this type of agriculture for one year.
Yes.
So you know like which seasons do well for which crops, right?
Not yet. I'm still figuring it out.
You're still
I'm still figuring it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Then here I have the sweet red onion, the ile ya kitunguu ya goshe, and it doesn't look like much. But last year I had a space this big, and I had the same thing. And when the onions matured, I took out about 100 kgs of onions, and they were selling at 70 a kg. Yeah. So a small space like that, within 3 months, you can make, 7,000?
Wow.
Yeah. One harvest.
One harvest.
Yeah. Or more, because the price goes up and down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for your, for these crops, I'm sure, do you use fertilizer, manure? You just grow them?
No, I use the manure.
Okay.
See that thing covered there?
Yeah.
That's goat manure. Okay. That's all I use it outside. For the greenhouses, I do use fertilizers.
Do you have someone who helps you out in this labor? Is it labor intensive?
Depending on what's going on, I have between 4 and 8 people helping me every day.
Okay.
Yeah.
And does it cost much as well to pay them and get your profits, and at the end of the day get all your profits in order?
It works out okay.
Yeah.
It works out good. Okay. Yeah.
You said you have different types of onions, the red onion.
Yeah, this is the sweet red onion, and then on the bottom, all the way in the bottom, I have a leek.
Oh yes, I
yeah,
know
the
those.
big white leek.
Yeah.
Yeah. From there to here is managu, all the way down. It's a very popular vegetable. People really want managu. Spinach.
Yeah.
And it didn't do that well this season because I'm thinking either there was too much rainfall and it tends to burn. See what happens to it when there's too much rain?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the leaves should be much bigger than they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've done them before?
I've done them before,
And
and
you've
I've seen how they can do.
Yes.
So this is coming to an end, and we'll be taking them out and putting in a new crop.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
When something doesn't do well
Mhm.
for you, what does it mean for you? Like, what happens?
What happens? It just means that I have to take it out and put a new one. It's a little bit frustrating, but that's normal when you're growing food. Sometimes you can put seeds down and it turns out the seeds that are expired and they don't germinate, and then you have to start all over again. This is where I originally had the managu, and once they finished their course and we took them out, the seeds that drop, they continue. So we don't take them out.
Okay.
We just let them
Just continuously grow.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So for all this, it's just manure and water.
It's just manure and water.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. When you started farming, did you probably take your soil for testing?
I did.
Yeah.
I did. It went good. The only issue that I had with my first crop of tomatoes, because I had not analyzed the soil, they had planted potatoes here, and the potatoes left a bacteria, and tomatoes, capsicum, all these things are from the same family.
Yes.
So they get affected by the same bacteria.
Yeah.
So in one of my houses, there was a bacteria wilt, which pretty much wiped out the whole crop.
We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll be talking more about the greenhouses. All right, welcome back to Hela Mchangani. We are talking to Eric, and he was telling us earlier on about his vegetables that he's growing here in his Dagoretti farm. And we looked at his sukuma wikis, his cabbages, and he told us how much he's making from it, which is a very good business, I must say, Eric.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, and now I can see you have even cauliflower, you have lettuce. Can you tell us more about this?
Yes, the lettuce, the cauliflower is an awesome crop to grow at the moment, because it doesn't take a long time, and the market is quite nice at the moment. Yeah. And do you sell them per kg, and for how much? If someone wants to grow them, is it something that is profitable? It's profitable. At the moment we're selling them at 80 shillings a kg, which is not bad. Yeah.
But it could be more?
It could be more, it could be less. It just depends with what the market is doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does it take much time to grow?
It takes about 3 months. Yeah.
Can you compare it with the broccoli, because some people confuse them?
Well, it's actually, I think it's the same thing, broccoli and cauliflower, only one is white and one is green. It takes the same amount of time, the same amount of effort to grow. Yeah. They both require just manure and a lot of water. Yeah.
And how about maintaining them, like taking care of?
Maintaining them, they need to be weeded out. They have to have space to breathe, and they cannot be planted too close together. You have to space them.
Is this the first time you're doing them?
This is the second time I'm doing them. The first time I did them, I planted them too close together, so they did not get big enough, because obviously they were too squeezed. Yeah.
All right. When the people who help you out in doing this, the labor work, do you give them some kind of training and tell them this is what you're supposed to do with this type of vegetable? Yes. Now
we are doing that. I'm doing a lot of research online. So before we plant something, I kind of have an idea of how it's gonna go. Yeah.
You have lettuce here, I can see. Yeah.
The lettuce, the same thing as the cauliflower. They mature in about 3 months. And the market is also very good. And the maintenance is quite low. There's no it's the same thing, manure and water.
There is a lot of demand for lettuce, I saw here.
Yes,
Would you agree?
I agree.
Have you harvested them before? And
I have. This is the second time I've grown them. The first time they just went so quick. And this one is just maturing now, and once a week we're taking some. We have an order that's going out once a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
So every week you have like an order for lettuce?
Yes, I do.
And how much do you sell them for?
At the moment, because they're different sizes, between 30 and 60 shillings a piece.
Like one piece?
One piece, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that good?
It's good. I think it's good compared with the work we've done on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you say that there's any of your crops where you thought you sold and it didn't bring back any returns?
No.
Not at all?
Not at all. People must eat.
Do you do crop rotation? Do you practice?
Definitely, yeah. It's important to do that. Because of diseases, yeah, we do crop rotation. Okay. Yeah.
So how do you do it yourself? Because you have a lot. So how do you do it? With what crops do you crop rotate?
With, like for example, this place right now, we have lettuce. Last season we had cabbage. We go, like, if we take the lettuce out here, we'll put something totally different.
The next time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it helps the soil?
It helps the soil, yeah. This here we have the courgette, and we've been harvesting them for about 2 months now, and I think they're coming to an end. Because what I'm noticing is that they're coming out disfigured.
They can get really huge.
Yeah, and it's a really weird shape. So I'm thinking that's what happens once their time is, and it's time to take them out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not many people would want this shape.
No, not many people would want that. But we've harvested them for 2 months, and they also mature in 3 months. In 3 months, you start harvesting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How is the market for the courgette?
The market is pretty good. Yeah. Anything that you grow in a farm, there's always going to be a market for it.
A market.
Yeah.
But I think that's the most concerning challenge for most farmers. They're afraid to grow something because they say, there's no market for this.
Well, but people must eat. Yeah. Like, it's not like clothes. You can go for a whole year without buying new clothes. You can't go a whole day without eating a meal. You have to eat something, you know?
I've actually never been to a farm where where someone is growing this type of pepper.
Okay.
So, for you, what are the challenges for this? What does it take to grow and have a good harvest?
The challenge I'm noticing is, like, you see how the leaves are turning.
Yeah.
And also there's a disease called powdery mildew that affects them. Mm-hmm. So that one we try to control sometimes with spraying them. Yeah. Yeah.
So can you grow them in a greenhouse? Can they do better? What do you think?
You could grow them in a greenhouse. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So far, how long have you harvested them for?
These ones we've harvested for about 3 months.
Do they take a short time? You said they grow fast.
They grow.
What is the maturity?
They mature in about 3 to 4 months.
And the seeds, do you get them from an agrovet or you
No.
got them?
No, these ones I just got some peppers and dried them.
And you just dried them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The market is good as well?
The market is good, but it obviously takes a lot of them to drop a kilo.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And people sell this for like 1 shilling?
Yeah. And then over there we have our nurseries where we're germinating seeds. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So for most of them as well, you do your own nursery beds? Because some people prefer to buy them.
Everything that we have outside, we do our own nurseries. For the greenhouses, we did not do that. It's risky. because it's a huge investment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe now that we are talking about the greenhouse, what did it take for you to, start your greenhouse?
A lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Approximately how much?
Approximately, each house cost about 800.
800,000.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Have you done even one harvest since?
Yeah, we have. The one house we're still harvesting, but the tomatoes in here didn't do so well, so we had to put capsicum instead.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so far, has it been worth it?
It's been worth it.
Spending all that money?
Yes, it has been.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you advise someone to do so?
I would, yes.
What challenges does a greenhouse come with?
The challenge the greenhouse comes with is same thing, diseases and pests. But you can control them quite easily with there is stuff in the market, fungicides and pesticides, but you have to spray them quite frequently. You have to spray them once or twice a week, depending on how severe the problem is. And they're quite expensive.
To maintain?
To maintain, yeah.
Because you mentioned the use of, when you're growing them outside here, you just use manure. But when they're inside there, do you have to use both fertilizer and your manure?
Yeah, you have to use both fertilizer, manure, and you have to control diseases before they happen and pests before they get in there. So it's labor intensive, yeah, and you could lose the whole crop.
What happens then?
Then it's a loss. You have to start all over again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just a risk that you're taking.
It's a risk. Yeah, it is a risk that you're taking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you plan to expand your greenhouses or?
Not at the moment.
Yeah.
No, not at the moment. I really enjoy the organic farming and it's doing good. I think 3 greenhouses are enough for now. Yeah.
So all of them, besides the tomatoes that you want to get rid of, is capsicum?
I'm doing capsicum at the moment. But last season, after I took out the tomatoes, I grew green beans. Yeah.
Okay.
And the green beans did really well, but capsicum, money-wise, is a better crop.
So what else are you growing in your farm?
What else am I growing in my farm? Bananas.
Bananas.
Yeah. I'm growing bananas. I had tomatoes in this house. I have herbs, small things like dania.
I can see you also have fruits.
Fruit.
Tree tomato.
Yeah, I have a lot of avocado trees, and I have a lot of passion fruit. Yeah, and the tree tomatoes.
All this in 3 acres, if you may say.
Yes. Yeah.
So maybe finally you can, just tell us how it has been like, your agribusiness. Would you advise someone else to do such kind of farming?
I definitely would. But it does require some patience.
It does.
It does.
Farming requires a lot of patience.
Farming requires patience. If you can't give up because the crop got destroyed, you have to keep trying. Yeah, but hopefully it won't get destroyed.
Have you considered probably irrigation, water irrigation, or?
I'm in the process of doing that at the moment. Before we dug the borehole, we were using the well right there. Yes. The well is about 80 feet deep, and it dried completely. And I started getting really nervous that things would dry up. But lucky enough, the borehole came in just on time. Yeah.
Well, as you have learned from Eric, being successful at this type of farming does not come easy. You have to be patient, you have to be fully committed, and of course, never give up. This has been Hela Mchangani. I have been your host, Wairimu Mbogwa. Do join me next time, same time, in a different location.